Okay, this morning I am at the Amesbury apiary, and it's the time of year when there's been a lot of build-up. Bees are looking really great, but they've started to show signs of Varroa Mite infestations, where the brood can be a little bit spotty. They can start forming deformed wing virus and a few other ailments. And if you spot that, if you see Varroa mites on the bottom of the brood box on the floor, it's a time to act. I know a lot of beekeepers don't like using treatments, and there's some out there that don't do anything in terms of pest management, but it's so important. If we're managing bees, I feel like it's minimal invasive bee husbandry, but you've got to do something if you notice the signs. I personally use oxalic acid. You can get it in various forms. You can get it in strips, where you basically put the strip over the frames, or you can use a veterinary grade vapor, oxalic acid vapor. Just remember, if you're using a vapor, you need PPE, because it's harmful to our lungs. It doesn't affect the bees. It's not known to affect the bees, but it will kill the mites, and that's the aim of the game. So there's other treatments out there. People can use various other things, but things like nettles or rhubarb leaves have that compound in it, but it's not a consistent dose. So whilst you can trial that, if you really don't want to be using chemicals or human-made products, then you've got that option. But just be mindful that the treatment load is not consistent, so you'll get varying degrees of success. And some people use it and it works for them, but I've tried it and it didn't really have the effect that I had hoped for, and I had to use repeat treatments, and it's just more invasive, I found, for the bees. Whereas I can use 1 or 2 treatments which take 30 seconds each. You can do 1 treatment if it's a low load. However, if you return 2 weeks later and do another one, then it allows the time for the brood that's currently capped to emerge and be open cells. So you'll get a much higher hit rate on Varroa mites, because they sit inside the cells and they love the capped brood of the female worker bee. So just allowing that 2-week period between doses will maximize the chances of you hitting the majority of that Varroa mite, which is the worst general pest that bees experience. And they can decimate colonies, they can wipe them out and really give them problems over a prolonged period of exposure. There's viruses out there that are way more harmful in terms of their wide-reaching effects, and the Varroa mite itself is in most bee colonies around the world now. We haven't really figured out how to kill it consistently, to wipe it out from bee colonies, but methods like this do work.